Okay, well, we're going to be finishing up lesson 5.9. So this is part 2. We were earlier, look at this highlight in green, solving quadratic equations by the quadratic formula. Now, if you look inside the quadratic formula, you're going to see this radical, the b squared minus 4ac. This is a very special name. It's called the discriminant. And that's what we're getting into for this latter half of the lesson. B squared minus 4ac is called the discriminant. We use the discriminant really very quickly to determine, once we evaluate what b squared minus 4ac is, we determine what types and how many answers or roots we have. You might remember back in example 2, you can see right above here, that really we came up with one answer. Now, in example 2, the reason why is that our value inside of the square root was 0. So when b squared minus 4ac is 0, the equation just has one real number solution. And very quickly, when we factored, you saw that we'd get 2 of the same factor. The reason why we call this a double root is that the factors are the same. You solve, you get 2 of the exact same answers. In example 1, we saw that the inside of the square root was actually a positive number. So that was the case for number of 29. Now, if your discriminant is going to be a positive real number, then you'll get 2 real solutions. The 2 solutions we came up with in example 1 was -3 plus or minus radical 29 all over 2. The third example we did, you could see that our inside of the square root, our discriminant, was a negative number. If you ever have a negative inside of a square root, you know you take out an I. In essence, you have complex numbers. So we have 2 of them. That's the plus minus. So that would be 2 complex number solutions. So again, just to recap, if your discriminant is 0, you'll get 1 real number solution, 1 real answer. If your discriminant is positive, you will get 2 reals. If it's negative, you'll get 2 complex. The discriminant is not going to tell you what the answers are. They just tell you what type and how many. So very quickly, in our last bit of examples here, let's take a look at example 3. Again, name your A. A is 3, B is 4, C is -9. Just evaluating the discriminant. The directions will say use the discriminant to tell whether you get 1 real answer, 2 real solutions, or 2 complex. Let's work it out. 4 squared minus 4 times 3 times -9. Well, 4 squared is 16. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 9 is 108. But a negative times a negative is a positive. So this is going to be positive 108. 16 plus 108 is going to equal 124. So your discriminant is 124. It's a positive number. If you look back on your table, if that discriminant is positive, that means we get 2 real solutions. Let's move on to number 4. Once again, we're not solving for the official answer. We're just using the discriminant to tell us what type of solutions we'd have and how many of those. Very quickly, you could find A, B, and C. A is 2, B is -7, C is 8. And working out the discriminant, b squared minus 4ac, well, we'd get -7 squared minus 4 times 2 times 8. Very quickly, you would get a positive 49. But 4 times 2 times 8, well, 4 times 2 is 8 itself. 8 times 8 is 64. And real quickly, if you work this out, you should get negative 15, I believe. When you have a negative discriminant, you would have a negative inside that square root. You're not finding the actual solutions, but you can know at this point that you would get two complex solutions. Last but not least, let's work through this pattern with number 5. A is 4, B is 20, C is 25. Again, quick problems here. B squared minus 4AC, we would get 20 squared minus 4 times 4 times 25. Well, 20 squared is 400. And if you'd multiply 4 times 4 times 25, you'll see it's 400 also. Here's a quick way to do that even by hand. We know that 4 times 25 is 100, right? 4 quarters make $1, and 100 times 4 is 400 itself. Very quickly, we would get a discriminant of 0. That means there is just one real solution. That's all you have to do for the discriminant. They're not asking for actual solutions, just a general idea as to how many and what type of answers we have. So nice quick way to finish up these problems in section 9. Hope this is making sense. Good luck.